Yeah, we keep hearing 304 this and 304 that. You will see the 304 on this social network. You will see the 304 on this social network. You will see the page just for 304s. Well, I'm here to tell y'all that the term 304 is becoming watered down. Meaning, for the females that choose to be in this lifestyle and take it seriously in this lifestyle, they need to throw it away on themselves at 304. Because what they're doing, well, check it out. We're going to give it some game from the grassroots right now.
The convo to high levels. Comment, like, and subscribe if you're enjoying Durable Minds Radio.
Now, when I say the watered down 304, I'm speaking on the term 304, right? I'm speaking on the term that was created from squares. Now, see, I was late, When I came across the term 304, I thought the term came from the game, right? Like, for example, the term 16, it comes from the game. So I thought 16 304s, it came from the game, right? So when I used to, be on the social medias and I see these girls 304 this and 304 that, I would think they was for the lifestyle. But come to find out, the more and more you see 304 this and 304 that everywhere, you start to question it like, well, damn, okay, they 304s, but they don't know nothing about the lifestyle. Like, I run into 304s that say they 304s, but don't know what a 16 is. And that's shocking to me. And when something is shocking to me, when it's within the game, within the lifestyle that I live, I like to do my research. So I had to find the origin of this term 304. And this is what we found.
I'm really gonna tell my age with this one. What the hell is a 304?
That's just like a acronym for hoe. So they sometimes
that's what we used to do on the beepers.
Yeah.
Talk about my age.
Yeah, that's he said that.
Yeah, we used to do that on the beeper.
If you turn the 304 upside down,
yes,
it's hoe.
Let me see.
And people just do that because they don't want to get banned. You get canceled or whatever. You can get your page took. So they just put 304. And that came from the manosphere on YouTube, where they did black men going their own way. I don't know if y'all know about that.
What you mean by that? Going their own way?
Like, black men going their own way. Basically...
Yeah, whatever. Sound like she about to start rambling. Yeah, that's the little video when we looked at the origin. And what I got out of her, she's saying, back in the day, they used it on the calculator, flip it upside down. I know about that. I heard about that. I've been around. But then what was interesting is she said that it was rebranded, or lack of words, through the manosphere. And that's very interesting, right? Because it's not coming through, it wasn't rebranded through the lifestyle. It wasn't rebranded through a female that was in the game and she thought she wanted to, disclose it on the internet, so she calling herself a 304. It was recreated, regenerated through manospheres. It's different type of them, right? You agree with some things that they be pushing, and you agree with some things that they don't be pushing. But for the most part, they anti-feminist, and their approach is real aggressive to most females, to where they're pushing it for content. Like, they have to bash the female like she's just the scum of the earth and gotta hit her with so many hurtful type of phrases. And I think the reason they do that is one thing they have in common is they all been hurt by a female in their past relationships. So that's why they come off real strong or come off real negative in a strong way towards the females. It's because of their personal relationships they have, and they just get collectively together. And females are emotional, so they got similarities to where they just real bashful towards the female. But we could stay on the manosphere, that's a whole nother breakdown for another day. The reason I pointed out that group is because the term 304 got enhanced by bitter men, right? And I understand there's a lot of sex workers in the world that really don't know about the real game, the real lifestyle. Being with a 16, they don't really know nothing about that. But they hear these dudes that's bashing them and then calling them 304s and making fun of their profession and stuff, so they get a sense of callous to hate all men, right? even the man that's for them, right? And that's why I wanted to break it down and enter it that way, because this term 304 that these females are using is very, very broad, and it could be meaning so many things no matter where you're at. Depending on what kind of space you're in, that 304 term can mean a lot of different things, right? And speaking for the females that choose to live the lifestyle the right way, that's the space that I'm speaking to, right? The females that choose to have a pimp in their life, they don't want to run around calling themselves 304s. It's because it's overpopulated with square females and square guys using that word, right? And I could give a comparison to the term 16. You really don't see or hear too many people using that word. A lot of people really, like the square world, don't even know what it truly means, like they know what a 304 is. Now, a lot of people, you know, I ask some females, what about, how do you think about 304s? And they don't know what it is, you know what I mean? But for people that be, you know, tuned into YouTube and things like that, and social medias like TikTok and stuff, I'm pretty sure they know what a 304 is. And the females living that lifestyle, they don't want to attach themselves to that, because they start getting in these pointless debates and pointless arguments on the social media trying to defend their 304ing, because they got to go explain to the square female or the square guy that really don't understand the lifestyle. And it's just pointless arguments. So you might as well just let it go, totality. And I get it, man. You know, those bitter dudes, they used the old term, the 304 with the calculator. They brought it back to, you know, bash females in the lifestyle, or choose to be in the lifestyle, or choose to have multiple guys or whatever. You know, so many broad 304s that, you know, you meet a girl that is a bar at one of them restaurants like Hooters, and she thinks she a 304. You know what I mean? So they try to flip it, right? They try to make it like a negative into a positive, just like the black community did with the N-word, right? I get it. But the problem is that it's still so broad, because the people that brought it in, they call a girl that cheats on them a 304. They'll call a girl that slept with, you know, multiple men a 304. A girl that sells content a 304. A girl that's an S worker a 304. A girl that's a stripper a 3. You know, everybody's 304s. So yeah, the girls try to make it a positive and make it a community, and you see it all on the internet, and they promoting their pictures and doing their thing. I'm speaking to the female that's in the lifestyle, right? That's the real 304. Why? Because she has a 16. I get it. You know, if you want to put it on the internet because you don't want to just blast, you know, the whole word out there, I get it. But you should think about reconsidering something else. You know, use your brain power to figure out a different word and not just put yourself in that category. Because on the internet, prevent the ladies of the lifestyle from getting these headaches from these squares that want to attack the lifestyle, that know nothing about the lifestyle. So they can go have that word 304. So now when you dealing with a 16, they be like, oh, you would be like, nah, man, I ain't one of them, you know, that's go talk to one of them, you know, renegades, them S workers over there. That's them 304s. Over here, man, hey, I ain't no, I'm above the 304s. You know, I'm on a higher level than the 304s. Why? Because I got a 16. You dig? Because most them broads that call themselves 304s ain't got a man in their life. You know, they look at every man like the trick man. And that's why they proud to be a 304. And that's why them bitter ass manospheres, you know, bash them females so much. Because them females look at every man like the trick man. They really don't want to respect the pimp man. So, for the ladies that take the lifestyle seriously and truly in the game, understand the importance of having a 16, you know, you got to understand to weave away all the distractions and all the BS that comes with that term 304. You better off focusing on being a better female to your 16 than trying to show everybody you a 304. But you know, I just have to give it a little game from the grassroots, man. And if y'all fucking with me, I appreciate you if you hit the subscribe. And y'all already know, have a durable mind.
You can keep the bullshit, I'll take all the money. You can keep the bullshit, I'll take all the money. You can keep the bullshit, I'll take all the money.
Illustrating the ism.
Whole lot of tank shit, man. The South, East here too, man. This shit slap like pimp pants. Hey. Ay, this shit slap like Pimp.